Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up so I know you're enjoying the content. If not, thumbs down works as well. And if you like knife content, hit that subscribe button. Alright, today I'm going to go through my old, rare, discontinued, harder to find knives. At least that whenever I was looking for them back in the day. Just old nostalgic knives. Let's get right into it because I got quite a few to show y'all. And the first up is a company that's no longer around anymore, Gigan Knives. This is their Titan model. Really cool knife. Go read the description on Knife Center, what they talk about titanium, how it's very rare, expensive material that's only used by the government. ATS 34, that usually tells the time period. It's basically 154 cm or close to it. It's a Dr. Fred Carter design. Got that huge thumb stud, a proprietary pivot that it actually comes with the little tool. Really cool track insert, and it is a liner lock, even though it's got titanium frames. And look at that nasty clip. It is nasty. You only got that much sticking out of your pocket, no problem. It is on Teflon, which I'm perfectly fine with because it is super, super smooth. And you can actually front flip it. See how this curves and it's got jimping right there? There you go. That is the Gigan Titan. Next up is probably my favorite of the bunch of all the ones that I have, and that is Lone Wolf Knives T2. Unfortunately, Lone Wolf no longer exists thanks to Benchmade. They bought them only to shut them down. This may look familiar to you because it might look like the Spartan Harsey, and that is because this is a William Harsey design. In S30V, which was the premium cream of the crop blade steel back in the day. Bead blast, USA made. It's like a plasticky type handle. They made several different kinds. It's a titanium frame lock, very smooth, comfortable in hand too, very comfortable. They made an automatic version. They made bigger ones, just a whole bunch of them. Alright, next up is the CRKT Lake Signature. There you go. Ron Lake was the designer, custom knife maker Ron Lake. Pretty much all these CRKTs that I'm going to show y'all are in AUS 8. Got aluminum scales, you got the track insert right there. Got this weird looking pivot that is like that because instead of having the auto locks on this one had this new, just amazing the way they talked about it, lock. Forgot what it's called, but as you can see, they got the pocket clip and they got this little thing right here, and you can slide the pocket clip. Let's see, is it over? Yeah. Dang it! Why is it not? Oh, you can slide the pocket clip over that way, and it puts a little pin right there so you can't disengage that liner lock. Then you can slide it back and you can get to it. This one is on Teflon as well, as you can see in there with that nastiness. I don't know how you could even take this one apart or what you do. I guess you got to stick some in those side pins like that to turn it. Track insert, plastic backspacer, and it comes with this little lanyard. Majority of these knives are tipped down. This is actually a good Gerber, even the ones today, and that is a Gerber Easy Out. I used to love this knife, very comfortable the way that handle slopes. This one is an ATS 34. That, like I said, that usually depicts the time. Some people still use it. It's a good steel. Gerber USA. I think now you can only get these in, I think like 420 or something like that, or 8CR. The Easy Out, they had different blade shapes, of course, tip down, backlock. Watch how smooth this backlock is. Well, it's not going to do it now. Very, very smooth, and it has a half stop, as you can see right here. That's half stopped right there, and it doesn't have the strongest spring anymore, but just a cool, lightweight polymer handle knife. Alright, I used to think this one was super cool. I bought this one brand new when it came out, and that is the CRKT Starlight. This is an Alan Elishewitz design. Very cool and somewhat of innovative. It features his E-lock, which is this little bar right here. And basically how it works, you can see that little tab hitting the tang right down there, and watch, you can see it whenever I push it, it moves out of the way, and then you can do this because whenever it's open, that goes that way, and then the thumb studs act as blade stops, so it can't go anywhere until you press that and move it out of the way. Definitely cool little design. I don't know if he still uses that lock any. And a cool knife. Deep blasted aluminum scales with this crazy like starburst looking pattern, starlight, whatever. And look how the handle tapers. It widens, and then see how it gets thinner all the way back here. It feels weird in the hand, but it's comfortable. Tip down, of course. It's the only way to do it. And is that some corrosion? Yep, it's about time for me to clean this. I mean, this is an older knife, but cool nonetheless. Another CRKT, another cool one. This is, where is it at? This is a CRKT Tie Tack, a Brian Tie design. Very pokey, AUS 8. You got thumb plates, stainless bolsters, polymer backside. It looks like a coffin kind of. Comfortable in hand. Very cool knife. Just stupid early lockup. Always scared me. But it hadn't traveled over anymore. Also riding on Teflon. Very cool knife. Alright, the next CRKT is an old school front flipper. I didn't even know they were a thing back in the day. Where is this at? Because I don't want to mess up. Okay, here it is. This is the CRKT Convergence. This was a Aaron Frederick, custom knife maker Aaron Frederick design. And as you can see, you put your thumb right there and you flip it out and it works flawlessly. It looks pretty neat as well. You got the AUS 8 blade. And there's all your information right there. Tip down, of course. You got this like dimpling on this plastic scales. It's got the auto locks. Now this is funny, okay? You got the auto locks now. It also has a lock release on here called the Real Ease Lock that was made by Charles Kane. And what it is see this little tab right here at the bottom, and see how it wedges on side of that liner. Well, whenever you push this down, it pushes the liner over, so it disengages it. And I'm guessing they don't use this anymore because it's probably not the safest thing in the world. I've never gotten cut, but I could definitely see if I wasn't paying attention, it could happen. All right, the next two are CRKTs as well, and they're Greg Lightfoot designs. There you go, that's the large and that's the small. And they are the Urban Shark LUS, which is Lightfoot Urban, Lightfoot Urban Shark. And this is the 1 and that's the 2. Plastic scales. I think it's a plastic, no, it's either a plastic backspacer or a blasted. I think it's a cool knife. If they would have did a titanium liner lock like this, I think, and fixed this little section right there. It's a cool little knife, comfortable in hand. And they're all so smooth. That's why I like Teflon. Especially when it's broken in, they're just, oh man, they're so smooth. This is back when CRKT used to do decent stuff. There's the Lightfoot Shark or whatever it is. There's a shark tooth. Next up is a Spyderco that wasn't in my any of my Spyderco collection videos because it stays in this discontinued bag, and that is an old Clip-It Endura. As you can see right there, Clip-It Endura. This is a Gen 3. How I know it's a Gen 3 is because it's in VG10. I think they had ATS 34. I don't know. There's too many things to know, but the Gen 3 was, I think, in 98. And one thing you notice, there is no Spyderco logo on either side. And they just didn't. I don't know if they didn't put them on any of them, but they didn't put it on this one for sure. And this one wasn't. I think in the Gen 2, they were the ones with the molded clip that was molded into it with the plastic clip. I think in the Gen 3s, I think that's whenever they went over to the metal pocket clip. And I want to say I read that this was the first model that they went with a tip-up pocket clip on. If somebody knows that, correct me if I'm wrong. Second City, Japan, back in the day. This thing is ridiculous smooth, but it is pin construction, and it seems like it's almost in size of an Endella, if I remember correctly. I don't have a regular Endura anymore, so got this one. Next up is a very cool Gerber, and you won't hear me say that often. Besides that Easy Out, you probably won't ever hear me say that. I have one other one that I couldn't find for the video, but is this one. I can't really call anything because I couldn't find the box offhand, and I couldn't find anything on the internet about it. 154 cm blade, very good looking blade, made in Oregon. Black G10, like coarse G10. First production run, and it also came with a pretty much mirror polish edge. And man, that 154, you would think after all these years I hadn't stropped it or anything, and I used to use it a little bit, and the edge is still good, besides a little bit of corrosion right there. I would have thought corrosion would have completely messed up the edge, because it does on some of them. Tip down only. And this one is a titanium liner lock that it's been blasted. Super smooth on Teflon. Very cool. Wish they would start making cool stuff again. Now, to my Kershaws, we got the Kershaw Storm 2. This is a Ken Onion design that I modified, put a copper wash on there because I bought this from a gun and knife show and it was an absolute wreck, so I cleaned it up and made it usable again. This one was back when they used the Sandvik 13C26. I think it does say Ken Onion design, and I don't know why. I had this in the tip down position because it sits way too high up. You can see where the holes are for the tip up, but pretty cool. Flow through construction. I just like the fact that it was a manual, because a lot of the Kershaws were speed assist at the time. It is a flipper, but mine, you really gotta give it some push button action to make it come out. All right, the next two are Kershaws, and they're Lee Williams designs, and that is the OD1 and the OD2. Super cool knives that utilize Lee Williams patented kick stop, which is this right here. It's this little tab that whenever you pull it back, flip it, it disappears. And where did it go? It's up here, and you can see whenever you disengage it, it pushes it back out. So really cool. The ones are a lot harder to get. They're an older knife, but the twos up until here recently, you could buy these from Lowe's. I used to have a whole bunch of them, but gifted them to a lot of people, and this is my last one I have left. But this one had, I think it was 14C28N blade steel, yeah, and G10 scales, and it was a frame lock with an over travel. There you go, Lee Williams design. The pocket clip is, I have the pocket clip. I was gonna be taking it apart, and then they cheapened up when they made this one. Is an 8CR. I don't know if they ever had one in a better version, and it's got the plastic scales on it. So I don't know, but still a cool little knife. All right, the next up is seen probably the most pocket time out of all the knives I've shown. And it's seen better days, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I haven't done something with this, and it is the 1450 Sapphire. Just such a cool knife from them. They use some at the time especially, premium materials on a more budget friendly knife. I think these went for like $80 or $100. You're in Aus-8 blade steel. It's not the best, but at the time that was pretty good. That's what Cold Steel used. And you have titanium overlays, as you can see. Let's see if, yeah, you can see the stainless liners and the titanium overlays that were blue at one point. And look at that blade, like a Pride stuff. It's all chipped up. I need to fix it, try to make it look new again. And look at that nastiness. Just a cool knife. The Kershaw Sapphire, very smooth. This one's on Teflon as well. Now, this is the coolest, well, I'd say this is the coolest Kershaw that I have of that back in the day. And it is the 1635 Mini Cyclone. Such a cool knife. Let me show you. Open this up. You got that really cool blade shape. Very, very comfortable in hand. This was a USA made model, made in August of 06. They used to put those on all their USA made ones. I don't know if they still do. Pocket clip is still in the tip down position, and because you had a lot of knives sticking out. And this one was my safe queen. I used to have a few of these. I didn't use this one that much because I love this knife. It is so comfortable. It kind of reminds me a little bit, not a lot, but of the Kershaw Clash. Just the overall aesthetic. You had aluminum scales or overlay scales over stainless. And what was so unique about this knife is basically a double action. And not a double action auto, but a double action assist. As you can see, I'm just normally opening this, as you can see. But if you close it up, it has this little thing right here to off and on. If you push that in the on position, let's see, did it kick? I think I got to open it. Okay, and it's in the on position. Close it up. Now watch. There you go. Now it's assisted. You can see it's got spring tension on it. Just a super cool idea. Something it must either be patented or it must be it must not be cost effective to do that, because I don't think they ever made another one like this in the assisted. And one cool thing is it's being that it was an assisted model. It kind of like the double action autos. Usually they're super smooth on the opening, and God, I love this knife. Love it. I wish I would still have the other ones I used to have back in the day. Cool. Alright, I got two more Kershaws. The next up is a Ken Onion design, and that is the 1515 Random Task 2 14C28N. It's basically like it looks like a bigger leak with a reverse tanto instead of the warny blade shape. Just an overall cool knife. G10. The only thing I don't like about this one is it is assisted, but it's super comfortable in hand, and cool knife. There you go. Last up, this one's seen better days, kind of like the Sapphire, and it's a pretty old one for me, and that is the 1660 OCC Leak. Well, when this knife came out, at the time I was watching the Orange County Choppers show, and when they came out with the Leak, man, I had to have it. It's got this overlay, stainless overlay, the Orange County Chopper logo, and just the beat to hell blade. Look at that. Doesn't have much of a tip. None of my Leaks ever kept a tip. And this one was made in April of 08. And left tip down for the same reason. You would have so much of the knife sticking up. Just a cool knife. The Leak is just a classic. Not one that I like anymore, but it's just a classic knife. Alrighty, the next is the Ridgid Knives RG80. Ridgid, the knives from Ridgid were made by United Cutlery, and this was an ATS 34. And this is a tiny little knife, G10, made in Japan. Just a cool little knife. Let's see, do I have anything for size reference? Just a little native, so you can see it's smaller than the little native. Look at that tip down. Look how far. It's 100% lockup, but there's absolutely no play, and it's smooth. But look at that. That much, like, you don't have much of the knife sticking in your pocket. That much sticking out. Cool little knife. Alrighty. Next up is coming from Buck. Yeah, you heard me. The Buck Mayo North Shore model 173. This This is the stainless handle version in 420HC. I've had the titanium, the titanium one looked just like this, and I still have the Weimanheimey, whatever, titanium, black scale titanium one. Liner lock, very, very smooth, tip down only, riding on Teflon, rounded, contoured. I think these are aluminum scales. Alrighty, I got a couple more, and I'm probably going to go through these really quick. Got the Cold Steel Twistmaster. It's got this open L style lock where you twist that. It's a little, you know, this one's been broken in, but it's kind of tough to actuate. Grivery handles. I was told, being that everybody said, you know, they're USA made, and you know Cold Steel doesn't have a factory to make them. I was told that Camillus made these for them in like the 94 era. Cool. I wish they would come back out with these. Really cool. Tons of different blade shapes. I think y'all might have seen this one. This is a Boker Gitano Time Crime design, 4.3-inch blade, 440C, super comfortable. I wish I would have made a smaller version of that one. I got the AJ Russell Dagger, I think it is. And this one I bought from a gun show, and they had taken a work sharp to it and just gouged it, so I put a huge bevel on there. And I only wanted it because it had titanium frames, and at the time, I don't think I had many titanium frame locks, and I want to practice on it. As you can see, this is the test subject. I tried to do like a cracked ice or, you know, desert floor finish. Just a cool little small knife. This one is a Browning. I didn't know they made any decent knives. A USA made Browning, 154 cm, made in Taiwan. Very, very smooth button lock. It's got those the milling lines left on there, kind of like the Grimsmo Norseman has. And single thumb stud, very, very smooth action. I carried this one for a while, I liked it. Got the Buck Dorado, cool little knife. One of my favorite slip joints, the Boker Cox, Anzo Cox. This is the smaller one with the micarta. Really wish they'd make another run of these. Actually, I don't know why. I know they did another run of the Cox, but I don't think it was those. I think it was a newer D2 version. Got the SOG Spec Elite Mini with their old arc lock. wonder whatever happened with that. And I wonder did that infringe on any of the, I don't know how the arc lock is done. I don't remember if it was like the axis lock or not, but you know, they used to love the arc lock. Cool little plastic scaled VG10 knife. Other than that bead blast. This one is not that old. It's, hold on, it's the CRKT Northcliffe. Cool little knife that bit me really good one day. And I got the Anzo 67 from Boker, Anzo pattern. Super cool. I love their blasted finish. It looks like it's a relic. And this used to be one of my users when I was a kid, or I don't know how old I was, but look at this shade. It looks like a stealth fighter. Look at this thing. Yeah, buddy. That's a beauty. It actually decently comfortable. It is 100% locked up, but you can still disengage it, and it's rather smooth on Teflon. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. And if you liked the video, remember, give it a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it. And I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.